3.
Hi, this is Jeff Carlisi from the band 38 Special. The mainstream media has failed the American people once again. Internet radio networks like Red State Talk Radio will not fail you. Tune in 24 hours a day. Studios A and B. Great conservative programming around the clock. Red State Talk Radio, the dominant force in Internet conservative talk radio.
The offer of a franchise can only be made through delivery of a franchise disclosure document. Imagine yourself being a leader in America's fastest-growing demographic category. More than 10,000 people a day turn 65, and a large percentage are going to need a helping hand at home or in choosing the right assisted living community. Always Best Care is looking for people who've excelled at everything they've done, but they're seeking a new challenge. Always Best Care is one of the fastest growing companies in this explosive field. We're looking for 25 new franchisees to keep our booming business growing. We'll back you up with the strongest award-winning marketing program in the industry, and we'll provide the special training and support that's fueled our growth to prepare you for this great opportunity. All that's missing is you. Call Always Best Care toll-free at 1-800-643-3819. That's 1-800-643-3819 for Always Best Care. 1-800-643-3819. Call today.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. Then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 877-595-5381. That's 877-595-5381. Again, 877-595-5381. Call now.
From now on, the only people you need to listen to are these guys.
You're listening to the Odd Show with Nate and Brian.
So before the break, you asked the question, who was the first president of the United States of America?
So did we have
to
people
view the Pacific Ocean? We did. We had
guesses.
We had a very good guess.
Mm-hmm.
We had a couple guesses.
Well, let's see.
You can decide which one was the very good guess because I don't want to offend either of these people.
Right.
The best guess, Benjamin Franklin.
Yep, that was a good one.
And then the other guess, James Madison.
Yeah.
Was it either of those?
It was neither of those.
No. Okay.
One was not a president, but which president was the first president to view the Pacific Ocean?
Is that a clue?
And I'll give you a clue. It was in 1852.
Was he president at the time?
Yes.
Ooh, I know who it is now.
Really?
Yeah, I looked.
Gerald Ford.
Gerald Ford.
1852. Useless S. Grant on the $50 bill. Ulysses S. Grant.
Yeah, that's weird. It seems kind of late. Right?
It does when you think about it.
But also when you think about it, traveling in 1852, airplanes were slower then.
I'm not sure when did they. The 1849 was the gold rush in California.
The Eisenhower freeway system wasn't a thing.
No, that was 1950s and 60s. Probably because rails were going all the way to the West Coast, and so he probably took a train out there and got to see the Pacific Ocean out there.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Can you imagine? He's
the first president to see that ocean.
Yeah.
Anyways, I thought it was interesting.
I'm sure he's happy.
He's rolling in
about it now.
his grave right now.
Yeah, because we're talking about it. Okay, real quick, because I really want to get onto some pop politics stuff here. Home Depot in Michigan. I don't remember where it was. It doesn't matter. Some woman with a concealed pistol license. A couple people are shoplifting or robbing it or whatever. Running
shoplifting,
out.
I heard.
She shot at them.
Their car. They were the shoplifters got in a car and started driving away. And this woman
she shot at their tire, supposedly.
Right. And hit it, I heard.
Yeah. Did they get caught?
I don't know. And the big question is, was that a lawful thing to do? Now this was in Michigan.
Right.
My guess is we do have a stand your ground law.
Right, which does not generally apply to people who are running away from you.
And property. Loss of property.
It definitely does not cover that. And there is an allowance for shooting at a fleeing felon.
Right.
So maybe, depending on what they were stealing, if it was a felony.
Well, I can address that. In Michigan, in order for shoplifting to be a felony, it has to be over $1,000.
Yeah.
Or over $200 if it's your second or more offense. So she would have to assume that.
I mean, that's possible, right?
She didn't know who they were.
Oh, okay. You sure?
Yeah. All the stories are saying they were strangers and they don't even know what they took.
So I'm wondering.
So if it's a $20 CD, not qualifying as a fleeing felon.
What was that? What do you think?
I think it was poor judgment.
Okay.
I don't think that's something you want to fire your weapon at.
At a tire?
The reluctant... Well, but it's in a crowded parking lot.
Was it in a crowded parking lot?
I was there. And
yeah, okay. And doing nothing.
I was doing nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not shooting at that car.
Yeah.
Because, she's shooting at him.
She's shooting, yeah. This is, I don't want it to be the Wild Wild West.
So there's still, we don't know of any charges. This happened, a couple days ago?
Yeah, I think it was 2 days ago. Yeah.
So they haven't come out with any charge. I'm sure the prosecutor's looking at all kinds of things. First charge they looked at was attempted murder.
Right.
And then they thought it down to discharging a firearm in a city or something like that.
Sure.
Which, if you're going to charge at the most lenient, that would be it. She'd probably still lose her. I'm sure she would lose her CPL. And
yeah, I would think so.
And it's a misdemeanor charge. But so I don't know what they're going to do. I think, they're a little reluctant to charge, but then it sets a precedent for other people to start shooting at cars driving away and stuff. So
and maybe we'll see a decline in shoplifting.
A decline in shoplifting? I doubt it.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Me too.
Next, you're going to be saying that capital punishment deters murder.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
There's no evidence of that.
Yeah, there is.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because you could look at all the states that have capital crimes or capital punishment for murder and all those that don't, and you can look at murder rates.
Yeah.
Before and after.
We should write
there's no before because some have always had hangings and shootings.
Exactly.
And
so how can you compare? Every state's different, right? But
yeah, to some extent.
We should write a book. More deaths, less crime. And we can show the correlation.
That sounds like a lot of work for very little reward.
Hey, this actually is breaking news, as in it happened within the last 24 hours. They were slated in the House of Representatives to have a vote, a super secret committee vote on who will be the next Speaker of the House, right?
Yeah, I guess they lost one, huh? The Speaker?
Well, they did.
Who was the Speaker?
So Kevin McCarthy, right? He is the majority leader in the House.
From Bakersfield, California.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's irrelevant, but whatever. He was like
or is it?
He was like the go-to. Like, he's the John Boehner 2, right? He was the guy. He was taking it over.
He was like the vice speaker?
He was, well, yeah, kind of. But, I mean, he's the same type of person as John Boehner. He
was the protege?
He was the establishment pick to be the next Speaker of the House. For whatever reason, and his family was there for, like, to be a part of this moment and everything, so they were pretty sure of things. he just all of a sudden like comes out and he's like, I'm out.
Yeah, I'll tell you why.
Well, I'll tell you why, but go ahead. Tell me why.
The reason I know he's from Bakersfield, I just listened to an NPR story all about him, where he came and what he was from, and his background and stuff. And he's not really.
That sounds as exciting as any NPR program I've ever heard of.
But what I took away from it was that he was getting a lot of pressure from his local backers in Bakersfield, which were Tea Party members. And he was supposed to be the spokesman for that party, basically non-compromise on anything. And he started compromising on stuff. And they didn't like it. So he was getting a lot of heat locally from his supporters and his donors. And I think he felt philosophically that he couldn't look at himself and compromise on things that he felt strongly on. So I don't think he wanted to put himself into that position and deal with that crap.
Right.
And I think that played a part in his decision.
Maybe. That's not what he said, but, but maybe.
What did he say, and what do you say?
Well, I say pretty much what you just said.
Okay.
I mean, that's what it is. They realize that he's not going to make it because there's so much pushback on having another John Boehner in there. Right. And he even came out and said, if we're going to compete, if we're going to be successful, we need a fresh face, somebody that can do the right things. He said it was strictly numbers is the reason that he jumped out.
That he wouldn't have gotten elected?
He would have won the super secret ballot in there, but that doesn't do a whole lot. It's kind of like a nomination thing, right?
Yeah.
Then he would have needed, I think it's 218 votes.
Right. 218 to officially
become, and those votes are not there at all. Yeah. Those aren't there. It's
got to be close. They said about 200 anyways.
Yeah. He's saying he knew he didn't have it, so he's out. But what's weird is there were 3 candidates, right, in this super secret vote. One drops out. It seems like now you have a vote for 2 candidates. Boehner freaks out, started crying, because that's what he does. I don't know if he did cry or not. He probably did, but he suspended it. He said, well, hold on. The establishment candidate's out. We're going to have to revisit this. We're going to regroup. We're going to find another establishment candidate and move forward later.
Yeah, I mean, the reports I'm hearing it was completely unexpected. It threw the whole house into disarray.
Like I said, his family was in the room there for the vote. So something happened.
Yeah.
Something happened.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
We will see
if they'll add anyone else and just go with the last 2. And
and I don't. It's shoot.
Like I got
Chaffetz and someone else. I don't know. I don't keep up with politics. I just generally avoid all politics. It's kind of.
Speaking of crying, did you see that Hillary Clinton was crying about gun control?
A little bit.
Stuff?
She was.
Well, it was fake crying.
She was
sociopaths don't really cry.
Absolutely.
So, and she's a sociopath.
I'm surprised Obama hasn't shed a tear at some point.
They said he was so close.
When
he after this last shooting, he came out and there was just no hope, and it was just a situation.
Oh, bull crap! Bull crap!
And people were saying, "I've never seen him so emotional." Really? Sociopaths don't cry either.
He's always emotional.
If they do cry, it's because something happened to them personally.
Right. Well, if he had a son,
it would look just like gun control.
He would target Christians.
Yep.
What?
Clinton on her gun control thing and on manufacturers have zero liability.
She has a point. Gun manufacturers are the only industry, and gun sellers, only people in this country that have absolutely no liability
for their product.
Yeah. None. Yeah. No matter what, none.
Even NPR came out and said that's not quite true.
Yeah, and that's
amazing.
I mean, they didn't say it quite with that much pep.
Yeah, they said, "Oh, well,
this is
NPR." Really what she means is, "Oh yeah, so this is NPR, and we're talking about Hillary Clinton's proposal on gun control, and her statement that gun control manufacturers have zero liability."
Yeah,
how was that?
That was pretty good.
Did you feel like you were listening?
I did. I fell asleep.
Wake up.
She's completely wrong. Are you kidding me? Gun manufacturers have the same liability as every other manufacturer that I know of.
Right.
If a car and this was the example that everybody's using, but it's a good one. If you run somebody over with your car,